What is going on, guys? My name is Brendan and we're back with some more WWE Smackdown vs. Raw 2008 General Manager mode. And today, a big show. I know it's been a couple of weeks since the previous episode. Apologize for that. Cramped up with a lot of work at the moment. I'm trying to do my best to get videos out when I can. But it's going to be, a few days between each video, or maybe in a week between each video in particular series. So I apologize for that, but I'll get back on track soon. So as you can see on the screen, we're looking around, we're looking at the rankings and where we're currently sitting at, and it's not looking too good. I mean, we have the #1 guy in John Cena, but we don't really have a good popularity at the moment. And as you just saw there, I've signed my custom guy. His name is Brendan, of course, and basically I had this guy made. I roughly made him, I don't know, a long time ago, and I asked you guys in the comment section down below if you guys wanted to see him in the show. And, a few of you guys said, yeah, bring him in. So, we're going to bring him in. And we're going to throw him straight into a feud with Snitsky. So, I figured, look, his match ratings are going to be crap. I know that. His popularity sucks. But the best way to kind of get him established and get him decent matches is to put him in a feud. And Snitsky, he's not looking that good at the moment either. So, they both kind of need this feud to kind of elevate themselves to, I don't know, a potential United States Championship matchup, I suppose. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. But we're also going to have CM Punk. He's going to go up ahead against Marcus Corvon. But we have to turn one of those guys heel before we can get there. As you'll see, I'll find this out in a minute. And, of course, last week we had CM Punk and Rey Mysterio in a matchup. And Rey Mysterio came out on top. That's where my horrible steel cage effort. And so that means Rey Mysterio is the #1 contender for the Cruiserweight Championship. So Elijah Burke will take on Rey Mysterio for that particular championship, which should be a pretty cool feud. So we're going to see the debut of that this episode. So as you can see, we have 4 rivalries at the moment, and we're going to look to try and get a couple more before Judgment Day comes around the corner, which is about 5 weeks away. So not too far away. So the show at the moment, we're kind of just getting the boundaries laid down, kind of getting the foundation set, and starting to build up our guys. Trying to get all the bottom guys kind of at a decent level, so they can, minimum rating of minimum popularity of 70, I think, is okay. And I know a lot of you guys said to me, Brendan, why don't you just work on The Undertaker and John Cena? Put these guys, get their popularity to 100, so these guys are going to be putting on 5-star matches week in, week out. Now, I've listened to that, and, I figured that's probably a good idea. It probably would be a good idea, because that would give us a really good matchup on the card each week. Plus, it would also even out the rest of the show, which is not so good. But yeah, I kind of want the whole show to be good. I kind of want everyone to be at a decent popularity, I suppose. But I did work on The Undertaker's popularity, as you just saw, but yeah, so let's go ahead and book the first match on the card. We got Undertaker and Rey Mysterio. They're going to team up against John Cena and Elijah Burke. Should be a good matchup. I figure, look, we don't want too many singles matches. We kind of want to spice it up each week between the rivalries. Have a tag team matchup and we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone there. So Marcus Corvon, we're going to be turning him to a babyface this week. And our next matchup is Kane versus MVP in a non-title matchup. So that should be a good matchup. I think we've seen some good matches between Kane and MVP so far. Good rivalry heating up there. So we're also going to have I believe we're going to set this as a hardcore matchup, but we do end up changing this one. So I apologize for this, because, at the last minute I thought I'd change it up a little bit. We were going to have Snitsky versus Brendan in a one-on-one matchup, and I figured, well, that match could get a horrible rating, terrible rating, but, we do change it up here. So, another match we got this week, we're going to do CM Punk versus Marcus Corvon. I know these guys aren't quite in a rivalry yet, but, we want to see what kind of rating this match gets and see if it goes any good. So, both guys pretty similar popularity. Of course, we traded Marcus Corvon for Candice Michelle, if you remember from last episode, episode 2. If you haven't checked that one out, definitely go check it out. And I was just checking there if we had any other matches in rivalries that we could have set it up, but we've got a lot of guys left over, so I figured, well, let's do a triple threat match, but I realized, oh shit, we got a few more that we haven't quite used yet. So I think I realized, I'm like, oh shit, JTG and Shad. We'll add it in. We'll go a bit bigger there. We went tag team, and I realized, well, I got even more guys that I haven't used yet. So we went all the way up to a 6-man tag team matchup, and with that, unfortunately, Snitsky, we had to make him do double duty. So I think it didn't really affect the show, I don't think. But we're actually going to go ahead and play this 6-man tag team matchup this episode. So that should be a nice different change. I mean, normally we kind of do the one-on-one matches. We don't really go ahead and do much of the 6-man tag team matches. But 6-man tag is something different. Might as well do it. So yeah. So I mean, our show, I think we're doing pretty well with the show. I think we are doing pretty good shows. We're getting some decent match ratings week in, week out. But just the competition, their shows, they're not getting the best ratings, but they're still doing better than us in terms of the match, in terms of the fans and the fan support and the overall rating of their show. So their matches in particular, don't necessarily do that well. They might have one good match per week, but overall their show in general ends up doing better than ours, which it confuses me. I don't know what's to go with that. I don't know why that happens. So if you guys know, why, they don't have many good matches, or sometimes they don't even have a match in a certain spot, and they end up getting a better result than us overall, please let me know in the comments section down below. I am baffled by it. I don't know why that happens. I've played GM mode for years. I still don't know why that happens, and it's frustrating. But I guess it's one of the flaws in the game mode. But as we see, Snitzy's coming out here in a 6-man tag team matchup. I mean, looking back now, I don't know, stuffed up the teams, I guess. It doesn't really make sense. I probably should have done Brendan on Crime Time's team, and then had Masters and Sandman and Snitsky as a team. But that doesn't really matter anyway. It makes it interesting. Adds another dynamic of, can these guys who don't like each other, can they coexist? Can they get along? Something like that. But just doing a little bit of the entrances here, and we see Chris Masters, the masterpiece, coming out now. I really liked his entrance. I think he had a pretty cool entrance. I really like Chris Masters in general. It was a shame that he didn't have much success in the WWE. He was pretty good when he first came in, and then his second run wasn't good at all. But I really liked him. I thought he was always pretty awesome. He was actually one of my favorites for a while there. But another guy I really liked the Sandman, and I really liked all the ECW guys when they came back. I thought that was pretty freaking cool, seeing all the ECW originals. That was a lot of fun when they came back. And Sandman, I mean, how could you not like the guy? He's crazy as hell. But yeah, and I had a thought. I had a look, and I saw all these legends on the available roster list, and I thought to myself, should we bring these legends back? Now, it could be a similar case to my other series. If you know the Universe Mode series, if you haven't seen it, you gotta go check it out. But it could be a case of, do we bring back one legend for a big time matchup? Maybe we can have a match between Cena and The Rock, or Cena and Stone Cold, Undertaker and The Rock, something like that. Or we could have Mick Foley versus Undertaker. I think we have Roddy Piper versus Cena. I think we've got most of the legends, I believe. I don't think we have Bret Hart. We don't have Vince McMahon. So there's a few guys we don't quite have, but we got most of them. So there's a lot we could actually do there with the legends. But I'm thinking, we may not do it just quite yet. We'll do it maybe later on the series. We could bring in one or two legends and have that greatest of all time feud. We could have the two legends going at each other, or we could have a returning legend feud. Those feuds are 5-star rated, so we could have some really, really good feuds between these legends and some of our current roster guys, or just two legends against each other. So it could be a thought, something we could do later on in the series. But let me know what you guys think about that. Should we bring back a legend, and when should we do it? So should we play it out until, I don't know, SummerSlam, and then we bring back a legend or something? Let me know what you think. And if the series is getting a little bit stale or something, we can bring back a legend. We can spark it up a bit, something like that. So we've got that card under our sleeve if we want to play it later on in the series, which is good to have. Good to have something that can spice up the series a bit. So, yeah, we have Snitsky and the Sandman in the ring at the moment. Both guys trying to beat the hell out of each other. Snitsky, as you can see in the top left there, his body's already taken a bit of a beating already. And Sandman doing pretty well. He's going to look for a tag, is he? He does. Brings in the Beast, Brendan. And he comes in now in his Smackdown debut, his WWE debut. And looking at the look of him now, I said to myself, that looks terrible. What the hell was I thinking when I made him? I have gone back and changed the look, but man, there are some horrible hairstyles in this game. There's nothing good. Nothing at all. I actually really appreciate WWE 13 in my opinion. I mean, this gameplay is pretty shocking, and it really makes you appreciate WWE 13 now. For all you guys who don't like WWE 13, you compare 2008 to WWE 13. There's a lot of good changes that have been made, and the gameplay itself is much better in WWE 13. But the only thing that WWE 13 and the current WWE games are missing is General Manager mode. Bring back General Manager mode, and we got a good game on our hands. So we need a petition. 2K14 needs General Manager mode or an association mode, something like that. We need that. And that's the only reason why I go back and play these older games, these older Smackdown vs. Raw games. I didn't have the No Mercies or anything like that. Well, I actually did, but I didn't really play them that much because I bought them, I don't know, 4 or 5 years after they came out. I bought them dirt cheap, and I played them a little bit. They were okay, but I really like the whole General Manager mode and the Smackdown vs. Raw concept. I really wish that the WWE could still do a Smackdown vs. Raw brand split. Because I think the best time in the WWE was when SmackDown and Raw were both going at each other, and having 2 strong shows each week, 2 different shows each week. We didn't see the same thing on 2 shows because there's really no reason to watch SmackDown anymore. And you go on and you watch SmackDown and you see 30 different guys on a roster taking on each other, and then you go on Raw and you see 30 other different guys taking on each other. So it was a really good time in the WWE, and I can understand why they don't do it anymore. The roster's not as strong as it was back then, and I can see why. But I can still see, the WWE, still having the 2 brands on a pay-per-view, but still having the brand split. So I think they did that for a while there. I think they had that concept for a while before they eventually killed off the brand split completely. So I don't see why they don't do that. I mean, have the separate commentators, and then have the different matches from the different brands, and just have all the brands have both SmackDown and Raw on the same pay-per-view. So you don't have to have a strong main event or something, a strong drawing card from SmackDown, because you still got that strong drawing card on Raw if that happens to be the case. If you can't have something good on SmackDown, but you can still have the roster, you still got Raw to back it up. You still got Raw to kind of sell the pay-per-view, in my opinion. I don't know. I'm just blabbing on here, but I think it'd just be good to see the brand split again. Hopefully we do see it one day in the WWE's future, because I really don't see a reason to watch SmackDown anymore. I don't even look at the results, because nothing ever happens, which is sad, because SmackDown used to be my favorite show. I got into the wrestling from watching SmackDown. I didn't really like Raw for a while there. I was always a SmackDown guy. Whenever there was a Battle Royale or a SmackDown versus Raw situation, I was always behind SmackDown. I always liked SmackDown. And, whenever I play this GM mode, I still pick SmackDown. I just feel weird playing as Raw, because I've always been a SmackDown man. I don't know why, but I know a lot of people, they always pick the Raw brand on playing these games, but not for me, man. I always got to pick SmackDown, or even ECW. I used to watch ECW for a bit, but then that became a joke as well. But I mean, I just like the concept. I think it was really cool when it was happening. I didn't really like it when they brought in ECW though. That was kind of a bit overkill. It was cool for a while when the big invasion, that was cool, but when they actually brought in the full-on 3rd show, it just didn't work. But yeah, so it was a good time in WWE, in my opinion, when especially 2002. I think it was 2002 to like 2005. I think SmackDown was killing it, and it was a shame to see SmackDown fall so low to where it is right now. So looking at the cover, it's 2, it's 3. So Brendan, Chris Masters, and Sandman pick up the victory on this 6-man tag team match in the 3rd episode of our General Manager Mode. Big win for Brendan in his debut matchup here on SmackDown. Good to see the young kid get a big win. And you can see these guys all celebrating on their big win. And as always, guys, if you got any comments, suggestions, ideas, where we can go with our General Manager Mode, please let me know in the comments section down below. I really appreciate any feedback that you guys can give me. And also, I love some support. I mean, I love to see a few likes on the video as well, and also you guys going ahead and sharing it out to your friends. I really enjoying doing these WWE videos, but it's a bit of a letdown when I'm not seeing, you know, a nice growth in my videos. I'm still getting the same amount of people watching the videos, which is great. I love you guys, but I'd also like to see some new people coming in, and let's build this channel. Let's build this community. Let's make this BrendenPlayz channel the best it can possibly be. And to do that, I need you guys to help me out here. So this is the show. We got a 3-star rating for the show, not too bad. And you see ECW 2.5 star, 2.5 star, 2.5 star, and 1 3.5 star match got them a 3.5 star rating. And it's basically the same here. Well, Raw didn't even get a 3.5 star match at all, but yet they still got that rating. I don't know if you guys know what the problem is with that. What's the go? Please tell me that down below. I would love an explanation. But that's going to be the end of the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like, as I said. Comments would be appreciated. And I'll see you soon for another episode of General Manager Mode.